Hey everybody, it's TR. Apologize for the sniffles. Allergies. That time of year, fall. Okay. I did a video that said I'm not buying any more guitars. And I did stipulate it was because of the brand name guitars having increased so much in price over the last year for the exact same guitar that was, $100, $150 cheaper last year for a budget guitar. I'm talking a Squire Affinity going from $230 to $350. That is insane. I did say if I buy a guitar, which we knew I was going to, but I did say if I buy a guitar, it is going to either be an incredible deal or it's going to be a Firefly or Amazon guitar. So purely out of refusing to pay the jacked up prices. So I got a new guitar. It's off Amazon and they don't have any left. I'm sorry. The Bald Shredder just did a video on it like yesterday and there was only one left then. I think there was either 5 or 7 left when I ordered this one. They went quick. Anyways, $419 normally. I think Amazon originally sold them for like $389 or something. $285. So I couldn't pass on it because it's got some serious features. So I'm going to talk about it today. Yeah, I could play it some. It sounds good. I could play it. It does sound good. And I probably will some. But I want to talk about it first. So, it's an Eart guitar. Could be Eart, Earty. Somebody said they, and I don't remember who it was, that they officially found out it was supposed to be Electronic Arts. If that's the case, why is the T a different color and italicized? Shouldn't the E be a different color and italicized? I don't know. This guitar comes in this, they call it Honey Tea, which I love, satin finish. Comes in a black and a blue that are kind of like a sparkly looking, and they're still satin finishes. Problem with this particular one is because of the color, the red tea makes it look like it says ear. I'm fine with that. It can say ear all at once. There were things aesthetically I never cared for these. The inlays. Somebody said they look like Wi-Fi symbols. To me, it looks like the little logo in your car for your windshield wipers. Anyhow, doesn't matter. The other thing I didn't like, these knobs. I think they're aluminum. They're some kind of metal. I think they're aluminum. They're high quality. They're held in with a set screw, and the grip on them is amazing. So, why don't I like the way they look? Well, obviously, you're mixing chrome and aluminum. That's a tacky look. Okay, sorry, turned it up. That's tacky look, but you don't look at them and you turn them, you're like, oh my God, these knobs are amazing. So there's that. This is a PCB switch, but it seems to work okay. And I thought, well, I'll just replace that. But you know what I decided? The bad part of a PCB switch is they don't last as long. Well, I'll use it till it breaks, then I'll replace it. Pay $12, get a new one. Okay. So those were the things I didn't care for about it. What I did love is the way this finish looked. What I also liked is the general outline is like a less polished, but it's really more like a LTD. I'm not sure the name of their models because I don't own one, but you know the ones I'm talking about. It's got the belly cut. It's thin. So that appealed to me. And I don't have a scale for weighing guitar, but there's a lot of reviews out there on these by big YouTubers. And they basically, they weigh about 7 pounds, which is a great weight for a LP style guitar. Okay, let's start at the top because that's what we do. The tuning machines are Grover clones. They are super smooth. They work great and they're 18-to-1 ratio. I'm pretty sure it's these tuners on my little Sigma acoustic guitar, the little Mini Martin copy. And they work real well as well and look just like these. So I think they're the same ones. Better quality hardware than what comes on the Fireflies. The chrome's better too. They work better and the chrome's better. So there's that. It's got the little Ibanez Peekaboo truss rod cover, which I love. Because to me, I hold my strings down the first fret and neck joint in check relief before I play. It's part of tuning the guitar. And if it's not right, I fix it. Well, if you got to get out a screwdriver for the truss rod cover, what a pain, right? Now with this, pop it open, you know, tweak it if it needs it. And so that's a big plus. The truss rod is two-way, and I've tested that because out of the box, this thing was ready to go. The only thing not, it didn't have relief in the neck. It played, but there was no relief. I had to put a little relief in the neck, and that's something that no company could ever have control of because of climate issues. But other than that, there was nothing. So, the nut, it's a bone nut. Somebody in one of the reviews thought it looked a little funny because of the color. It's an unbleached bone nut, so it doesn't have that white look to it. It's got more of a transparent, I don't know exactly how to describe it, look to it, but it's, yeah, it's unbleached. So, it's 42 millimeters wide. Coming down to the neck, we have a rosewood, I think it says Indian rosewood fretboard, so for what you want. Some people might say laurel is Indian rosewood, but to me the laurel's got like a dense grain, a lot of pores. This is very rosewoody looking. It's also a thick slab, okay? Frets are medium jumbo stainless steel, and they're the bald ends, and they're perfect. I mean, I didn't put a fret rocker on them. Why? Because I went one end to the other and nothing buzzes. And even though it might not be me, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I could be, if it's broke, try to fix it kind of guy. But in this case, no. I thought, I'm not even going to put the rocker on it. I'm going to play it up and down the neck, and if nothing buzzes, I'm moving on. That's what I did. It's, according to the paperwork, it says it's a 9.5 to a 14-inch radius. I didn't test that, but it's supposed to be. There's a compound shape on the back of the neck. It goes from like what they call like a U at the top to, they wanted to call it modern C. I'd say almost a D down here. To look at it, it looks a little weird because it looks bigger up top and then thinner down here. But if you look at it from the top, it's thinner and gets bigger this way. So at first I'm like, yeah, I don't know if I like that. And then I got playing it, and it feels amazing. And I got thinking, you hold the guitar in your hand like this. As you bring your hand up the neck, if you were to keep the same angle, you'd be doing this, which wouldn't feel good. So what you do is, you open your hand up as you come up the neck. Your hand opens, right? That's what we do. Well, that flatter profile up here plays right into that. So it feels great. The wood. I felt the back of the neck. I don't want to say it feels hard because, I mean, wood, you know, hit me in the head with it, it's going to hurt. But it feels dense, and for being a satin finish, I thought, wow, that feels nice. And then I remembered it's roasted. The whole guitar is supposed to be roasted wood. What kind of wood, you ask? You ask, what kind of wood? One place it said mahogany. The other place it said, okay, another thing. The internet's an amazing thing. You can look things up. Okay, so some people call it okum. It's African mahogany. Some people call it okum. Some people call it okume. I thought, you know, you can go look in a dictionary and it has this thing called phonetic spelling. It'll tell you how to pronounce something. And thanks to the wonders of the interwebs, there's a button you can push and you can hear somebody say it correctly. So, if you don't want to know the right way to say this, plug your ears right now. But the correct way to pronounce it is Akume. It has a Akume neck and body, or mahogany, depending on what part of the Amazon listing you want to read. It's probably Akume. Very well matched. Best I can tell, it's 3 pieces. I mean, it's really hard to see the seams, but if you look hard, you can see it looks like there's 3 pieces. And again, beautiful finish. So, pots are full-sized, and they are those hung ones, like what is in my Ibanez. And I had looked that up earlier, and that is some people from Alpha that started their own company. So that's what those are. So it's Taiwanese, the pots, because that's what Alpha, well, they do make Alpha pots in China too, though. So they make good Alpha pots in Taiwan, where they make the CTS pots. So I won't say I know that for sure. How would I know? I wouldn't know. It says Sung Il for the bridge, which basically that's like, makes like Epiphone hardware and stuff. And I looked on the back and it didn't say Sung Il. It might have had an EPI on there in the back. Okay. Chrome, better quality than what's on a Firefly. It's a BR two-pneumatic bridge. And yes, the posts will wiggle some. And you can put some Teflon tape on it. But you know what? Under tension, it doesn't move at all. And if it can't move under tension, and I don't plan on hitting it with a hammer while I'm playing it, it'll stay where it's supposed to stay. And it will go to that forward position when you string it up. So that's that little rant too. Pickups are very nice. You can see the chrome on them is beautiful too. Better than what's on a Firefly. They're Alnico 2s. And, Richard James, the ball shredder, kind of downplayed them. It's like, oh, they're great for classic rock sounds, which is great for me because that's what I like. But for an Alnico 2, I tested them. They came in at an 8.96 on the bridge and an 8.5 on the neck. And for an Alnico 2, like Gibson style pickup, which Phil McKnight thought these sounded very, very Gibson-y. He really did. They're well wax potted. Phil McKnight liked them. I like them. I think they sound good. So anyways, for Alnico 2s, and maybe I'll break away here. I'll get out one of my Gibsons that has Alnico 2s, and we'll look up the numbers on that, and I'll let you know. So I'll break away and come back. Okay, so here's the part where I'm going to show you what I'm pretty sure are Alnico 2 Gibson pickups. They are 490R, 490T. And I could double check and look it up, but I'm pretty sure those are Alnico 2 magnets in those. I think the 498 is an Alnico 5. I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. Notice any similarities to the finishes of this and the Eart, or the Eart, or Earte, or Akume. Anyways, we're going to see what these are. I got my tester here. And let's set her for where we're going to get a pickup kind of reading. And let's see what we got. I have on my bridge pickup 794, 792. Let's see what I have on my neck pickup. 776. So, yeah, a little bit less hot than the Eart guitar pickups. Okay, I'm back. So anyways, 896 bridge and 8.5 at the neck. And anybody wants to know the middle. So basically 9 and 8.5, which would give you 17.5. And half of that would give you 8.75. And then take half of that and you would get like 4 point, almost 4, right? If it was 8.8, it'd be 4.4. So I put the tester on the middle and I got 4.4. What a effing surprise. I'm gobsmacked. Anyways, that's those. And they do sound really, really nice. I did put strap locks on it. I wasn't gonna. I was gonna be like, yeah, this guitar is gonna just stay the way it is. because I didn't spend much money on it, and it's going to be just, you know, for whatever. It was more of a purchase of opportunity than it was I went looking for a guitar. But you know what? I love this thing. I love the way it feels, despite the mismatch of the aluminum with the chrome, and despite the when I look at the side of the neck here, it looks like it's getting thinner. Feels amazing. The only complaints the big reviewers had were stupid ones. Landon Bailey didn't like that it said ear. I think, was it Daryl Braun, thought it should be more tricked out with some binding and stuff because it was so nice it should look fancier. I like the way it's understated. And for all intents and purposes, it has binding, even though it's not binding, because of the rounded ball end frets, and they don't go quite all the way to the edge of the board. It feels like you're playing a guitar with a bound neck. And it's keeper. Every time I play that, I think of the Netflix series Ben Stiller did in the Dannemora Prison Break. Boy, that was some exciting times up here, let me tell you. Anyhow, I think it sounds beautiful. I know. You're not allowed to play that. Do not. No stairway. So that's what I got. And as I said, not buying anymore unless it's something that hasn't gone up in price. Amazon, Firefly, whatever, because all the brand name ones have gone up. Unless somebody, a musician's friend or something, decides to blow something out ridiculous cheap, I refuse when it costs more than it did a year ago to buy it. I won't do it. So, yeah, I should be saying I'm not buying anymore because I have too many. But, you know, hey, it's been a lifetime of doing this. That's not what I meant. I meant I refuse to pay the blood money. You guys take care.